there, this is a fertility yoga sequence to be used daily. Often my clients, when they come to class, they come because I can help them adapt their yoga and their fertility yoga according to where they are in their menstrual cycle and where they are on fertility treatment. But it is important to do a practice every day, and obviously not everyone has an hour to do a practice every day. So this is a short 15-minute sequence you can do just to keep all those energies flowing in between your yoga class, and it is suitable for all stages of the menstrual cycle, all stages of treatment, apart from if you're post-retrieval and post-transfer, where we would wait about 48 hours before continuing with physical yoga practice. Okay, so they're centered around what's called Kriya exercises. Kriya exercises are cleansing exercises in yoga, and there are tons of them, but these ones are specific to fertility, specific to apana energy, and specific to getting all the deep fascia and musculature of the pelvis moving and going. Okay, so we start in all fours position. Okay, so we start off in a tabletop position, hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, and we just settle here. Okay, so we want a nice straight back to begin with, tops of the feet onto the mat, pointing down. We want to get a little bit of flow going here. Okay, so we'll just do the first one nice and slow, then we try and get a little bit of flow going. Okay, so we take an inhale. As we exhale, we curl up through the spine, we tuck our chin down onto the chest, and we sort of tuck under with the tailbone. Then we take our sit bones down onto our heels into a nice gentle child's pose. You can go a little wider with your knees if you need in the child's pose, melting the heart towards the floor, melting the armpits towards the floor. Inhale back up to table pose, and then you go again on your next exhale, curling up, bum down to heels, heart space, armpits towards floor, then inhale back. And go for, say, 10 rounds of that, okay? Then you're going to stay in all fours and move on to your next exercise, okay? So here, we want to really get the hip joint moving and right inside the pelvis, okay? So we're getting where the femur, the top of the thigh bone, the bulb at the top there goes into the pelvis. We're helping get that moving and getting energies moving there, okay? So we do one leg at a time. So we take our weight and just slightly shift it into the right knee, the right hand, and lift the left knee off the mat, okay? We're looking for about 90 degrees, okay? Flexing the sole of the foot. Then you can begin circling the knees. Now you can begin quite small here, and then gradually get wider and wider. Okay, so take your time with these exercises. Pause the video, do the posture with me, then pause and really spend several rounds of breath in each. You can go the other way with the circles as well. Then take the knee down, and before you go to the other side, child's pose yet again. Focusing on any sensations on the sole of the foot that has just been flexed. Okay, then after you've had a few breaths, then you go to the other side. You do your hip circles on the other side. Then we move on to our third Kriya exercise, okay, and this is called stretching the sole. It's quite uncomfortable, but we're going to just use the breath to work through it, okay? So we're literally going to stretch the sole. So we're going to tuck the toes under and begin to walk the hands back so that the bum rests on the heels, knees together, okay, thighs together. And you'll automatically feel quite an intense sensation in the soles of the feet. We don't want pain, we want discomfort. So if you find it agony, then lift up, take some weight out, okay, but keep the toes tucked under, okay? And we're going to stay here for several rounds, okay? So with the hands, in this posture, we want to focus on opening the heart center as well. Very important to fertility. So we can do that just by rolling the shoulders back and down and bringing the hands over the heart. That's a little option. or we can use the arms to really open up with the heart space, okay? So we can just simply swim the hands back, clasping them at the base of the spine, push them away, and lift up with the hands as well. And we're focusing for several rounds of breath here. Okay, so you'll have a kind of mental battle with yourself in this posture. You'll want to leave it, but just try and stay for another few rounds, okay? Then you can release, uncuddle the toes. It feels absolutely blissful. And then just tap, 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 tap the tops of the feet in table pose. Okay, then bring yourself down. So we're not tucking the toes this time. The tops of the feet are flat. And just a few circles with the neck. Very, very simple, just releasing a little bit of tension. So chin down onto chest, rocking the neck from side to side. And also, if you want, going in big circles all the way round in one direction and then the other. Okay, so another several rounds of breath. So those are your 4 Kriya exercises to focus on every day. They don't take long. Stay a little longer than I just did, okay? I'm just trying to demonstrate the postures. So we have angry cat into child's pose, back to table. We have hip circles. We have stretching the soul, neck circles. And then your number 5 is to do Viparita Karani for a good 5 to 10 minutes every day. If you wonder what I'm talking about, that is just simply Sanskrit for legs up the wall pose, okay? So I'll show you how to get into it, all right? So you need a strip of wall in your house that you're not going to knock a picture up off the wall, okay? And perhaps a pillow for under your head when you come to lie down, okay? You can also get a throw hat, a wee blanket to get nice and cozy to do it, okay? Get your socks back on because you're not really doing anything with the feet. So nice socks on. Warm feet, warm womb, okay? So to get into it, the trick is to take your time. And what we want to do is, so you'll have a corner of your wall that meets the floor, okay? And what you want to do is come sideways onto the wall as close in as you can, okay? So sitting down and coming in as close as you can, okay? So really sort of use your hand as support, get the sit bone as close as you can in, and then you've got your cushion there to lie on. And then turn so that the legs come up the wall, okay? So you may not get there in tight enough. Sometimes it works and you're in really tight, your sit bones are really connected with the wall. Sometimes you don't. So I'm not quite there, just a tiny little centimetre away. So I'm just wiggling down, shimmying in so that I'm nice and tight in, okay? I'm going to adjust my cushion so that I'm nice and relaxed, okay? Your feet are quite flexed and the legs are just relaxed. Now, I've got my feet together. You can come a little bit apart if you want, and you can bring your hands onto your womb space. So bring your index finger and your thumb together, place it over your womb, and you can do that so that the elbows meet the ground. If by doing that the elbows are off the ground, then bring the elbows so that they're on the ground so that they're nice and relaxed, okay? And you spend, I mean, you could easily spend 10 minutes here. And it is so amazing for so many things in the body. It is brilliant for draining the lymphatic system. So all the lymph glands at the back of the knees, into the hips, getting drained. The legs carry quite a lot of blood flow because they're big skeletal muscles. And the blood flow starts to change direction and come back through the pelvis and into the womb. So very nourishing for the ovaries, very nourishing for the uterus. And any postures that invert us, so an inversion in yoga is very calming and brings you into that parasympathetic side of your nervous system. So spend a good 5 to 10 minutes here daily. Then when it's time to come out, bend the knees and just roll onto your side. Use the hands onto the ground to come up and out. It's not the most glamorous to get in and out of, but that's okay. It is highly, highly nourishing though, okay? So those are your sequence to do daily, okay? If you can. I mean, don't put any pressure, but it's an easy one to do to get a little daily fertility yoga practice in between your nice hour and a half, hour and 15-minute fertility yoga session every week. Okay, so I hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe to the channel or put any comments below on the video if you like it. Okay, thank you. Bye.